Hey, this is Chris with Rekkid Talk. So this is another one of those contest videos. This one is for JT's Record Room. So JT, he's a cool guy. He's got lots of cool records. Finds amazing stuff in thrift stores. Lives in Reno, the home of uh, sleazy casinos and Basque food. So um, basically, he wanted us to show three albums from three different genres, which sounded a lot like some of the other recent contests by like Jason Skills and Boz, that final guy that I've already done. So I'm going to be lazy. I'm going to use JT's genres as well. So the first genre that JT chose to show was blues. I don't really have much of a blues collection. This may or may not count, but I'm going to show it anyway because it's a very good record by a superlative artist. So this is Billie Holiday. Lady Sings the Blues. So look, blues is in the name. You can say, is this jazz? Is this blues? Well, it's Billie Holiday. You got Lady Sings the Blues. You've got Strange Fruit. Um, and yeah, so hopefully that's acceptable. Next category was dad rock. So JT showed Steely Dan's Katie Lied, and that happened to be one of the albums I inherited from my father. I also have Steely Dan Asia, but I'm not going to show a Steely Dan. So I'm literally showing an album that I got from my dad. So I'm going to show some Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. It's kind of hard to read with the glare, but so there you go. You got, I think that's Clarence Clements playing the saxophone. It's a gatefold. You got all the words. And so I'm not a huge Bruce Springsteen guy. My dad was definitely more into him. I suppose people younger than myself would probably refer to this as grandfather rock, but hey, let's go with that. They wanted us to show a punk record, so I'm going to show The Gears, Rockin' at Ground Zero. So this was something that I got from The Waxed. This is something he had found used in the LA area, and this was an LA, obscure LA band. They're kind of rocking the punkabilly look. Recorded April 22nd, 1980. Yeah, they all did it in one day. Play Gems Records. You can see that the cover is in terrible shape, water damaged. You certainly wouldn't want your Steely Dan Asia to look like that. But if I'm going to have a record with that poor of a cover in my collection, it should be like an underground punk record. And fortunately, the vinyl is in much better shape than the cover. The vinyl plays fine. Obviously, I don't think they made an audiophile recording on April 22nd, 1980. But there are some very catchy tunes on here. Like Let's Go to the Beach, Don't Be Afraid to Pogo, I Smoke Dope, some very catchy stuff by these guys. He wanted us to show some sort of guilty pleasure, so I'm going to go the 7-inch route. We've got some Olivia Newton-John Physical with the picture sleeve, yeah. Yeah, you remember the sleazy video for it as well. MCA Records. So there's a guilty pleasure for you. And then I'm also going to show we're supposed to show a newish record that we've been listening to. And so this is Black Bra. So yeah, Black Bra. A band name chosen, obviously, because it's going to be something great to type into a search engine. So this record came out in 2020. And so the leader of the band is a woman named Beth Cameron. She'd been formerly in a band called Forget Cassettes that I've shown on my Instagram recently. Forget Cassettes, their first couple albums were kind of reminiscent of early Slater Kinney. They have a later album that I don't have that is supposed to be a little bit more experimental and a little bit more electronic in nature. And then this recent group that she has called Black Bra. It's certainly still got that indie rock sound. I mean, Beth's voice still sounds a lot like Corin Tucker's, but there's like little bits of psych, little bits of goth mixed in, along with the early Slater Kinney. If you're looking for influences, there's some PJ Harvey in there. There's some Radiohead sort of sounding stuff in there. And then finally, the bonus record. So this is not something that JT asked for, but I recently scored a bunch of country singles in a flea market. They're all $1 each. They're all in pretty good shape. This is a promo of New Riders of the Purple Sage with a song called Just Another Night in Reno. And so I figured if I was ever going to show this, this would be the time to show it. So there you go, JT. I kissed up to Reno. I showed some guilty, embarrassing stuff. I showed some new, obscure stuff. I showed some old, obscure stuff. I showed some grandpa rock. And I showed some wonderful music.